All right, we'll begin with a look at temperatures across the valley. First and foremost, the hot and sizzle from basically Grand Forks down through southeast North Dakota and Jamestown, where it's 88 degrees Lakes country. Plenty warm there as well, but noticeably cooler in the central Dakotas. It's this hot air that is steamed and prepared for thunderstorms as we head into the evening hours. Dew point temperature helps us measure the amount of moisture in the atmosphere, and the higher this temperature is, the more sticky it is. Dew points in the 70s are common down in the Gulf Coast states, and that's what we're seeing right now in the Oaks area up through Valley City. Subtly drier, but not necessarily humid here in the Fargo area with dew points in the low 60s. There is a risk of severe weather tonight. Where you see the yellows, the risk is the greatest, but the threats tonight include large hail, upwards of 2 inches in diameter and more, and then also damaging straight line winds, as we've become accustomed to also well here in the Fargo-Moorhead area as we go through the late night hours. More on this in just a minute. Right now, a quick look at our latest radar. Storms moving into Mahnomen are, at least in the last few scans, showing signs of weakening. Then, right over Valley City, some development. And let's start out with this cell here that we've been keeping our eyes on, pushing right in towards Lemoore. It, too, seems to be losing some of its intensity. No deep reds or pinks on there, so the hail potential a little bit lower than it was about 20 minutes ago. Still moving towards and very close to you in Lemoore in the upcoming 15 minutes. Valley City, this storm kind of not deciding which direction it's going to go. It's just developing, so it's very slow moving. It's right now not far from you in Valley City, but the general direction of movement is to the south and east at between 10 and 20 miles per hour. So a slow moving soaker moving over the I-94 corridor in central Barnes County right now, and then looking out towards Mahnomen and Ada, a few cells in that general direction that seem to be losing their steam for the most part. Hey, the main event tonight is taking place way out to the west, and as storms get fired up there, if they do, they could be making their way into our valley. Here's another look at those temperatures. The cool pool, if you're in the Devil's Lake Basin right now, doesn't look like the threat too large. The stronger storms more likely as we look into the Red River Valley and southeast North Dakota. Here is a live look from our Dakota Magic Casino cam, and you're looking at that storm that's not far from Edgeley and Lemoore, a towering storm that's over 35,000 feet in height right now, 87 at Hector, 84 at Moorheads Airport, and our wind directions are southerly at 15 miles per hour. Here's that all-important hour-by-hour forecast. This evening, we're going to see spotty thundershower activity here in the valley. Any one of these storms, the main threat will be some sizable hail, maybe some gusty winds. But the main event gets started as we head to bed tonight. So between 10 o'clock and midnight, these storms will continue to move their way east, and some of these could be stout. I think we'll have a gusty straight line wind threat. And the path these storms take, well, this model says right through Grand Forks, but literally anyone in that risk area could see the storms as we go through the late evening hours, and even overnight storm chances will be here as they continue to push into central Minnesota. Patchy fog possible as cooler air tries to work its way in, but we still start out between 65 and 70 tomorrow. Then as we go through the afternoon, we warm up, but the warmest air way to the south and to the east as we begin a day of transition and another day of late night storms into your 4th of July. So Fargo will have thunderstorm chances both first thing in the morning through the midday and even evening hours. It's not going to storm all day for every hour, however. Temperatures closer to 80 degrees in the south and low to mid 70s up north for a little bit of a change. And wow, look at this. Margot saying here at the University of Minnesota, that is a horse, of course. Here's a look at the planning forecast. Morning thunderstorms look like a good bet on your 4th of July. After that, we enjoy cooler weather this weekend. We finally dry out by Sunday. Things look quiet and 81. But all in all, upper 70s look a little bit more refreshing than the sticky high 80s.
They do, yes. Appeals to a lot of people.
Right.
Thanks, Ed.
You bet.